Welcome back to Meant to Bloom, my beautiful friend. This is the podcast where we talk about all things mom life, the nitty gritty, dark truths, and tips on how to overcome all the negative thoughts and limiting beliefs that your motherhood might be carrying with it. Anyways, today I really want to share with you an episode that I recorded with Alyssa Wolff from Your Unbusy Life. We recorded this episode a year ago today. Well, not a year ago today, but a year ago about from this time. Anyways, not a big deal. And I really wanted to reshare this conversation that we had about living a slower life to become an unbusy mom. All right, Alyssa is an introvert, a God follower, a perpetual bookworm, and she's a work at home homeschooling mom of five. She is on a mission to de stress your mom life so that you can handle the kids you already have, get quiet time to yourself, and crush your goals with ease without locking yourself in the closet for alone time. Um, Alyssa is here to help if you are searching for the ideal work at home schedule for your family. Does your mom life plus business day need a few tweaks to turn into a schedule you love? Let me give you everything you need to create your own best day when you work together. When you work together with Alyssa. So complete with rhythms, templates, and personal coaching to help you set the foundation for your business and your home life. Click the link in the description to work with Alyssa and give yourself the gift of white space in your work at home schedule. It's just 4 questions away. Now, this episode I decided to re-air like a month ago, 2 months ago. I've been going through all the archives and finding episodes that just pack such a punch, have such an important meaning, really great messages, and from these other content creators and podcasters who are just out there crushing it that you might not even remember were on my podcast because it's been such a long time. I really wanted you guys to rehear these things, and I chose this episode specifically quite a while ago compared to what I've been going through in my personal life since choosing to re-air the episode. And it is just chef's kiss, perfect timing. Everything we're talking about with Alyssa in this episode, the understanding how being an introvert affects your motherhood, where to start when you want to live a slower life, which coming into the fall season, I always feel this need to slow down and like hibernate. We'll be talking about that more too, with the idea of wintering and kind of hibernating and, being dormant between your blooms. We will be talking about that in future podcast episodes. But today we're also talking about ruthlessly prioritizing what's important today with your energy levels in mind and how to get the break you deserve. And I shouldn't say break, I should say breaks, multiple breaks per day. You worked anywhere else other than being a stay-at-home, work-at-home mom, you would in fact be taking multiple breaks in your 8-hour shift. And we're talking about that today with Alyssa. And she has some really amazing things to say about this. Since recording the episode, she has shifted from just being a stay-at-home mom life coach into helping you grow your at-home business as a mom of 1,000 children. Her new freebie is in the link below. It is how to ditch the entrepreneur mom frazzle cycle. And the timing of this cannot be more perfect because I just mentioned to you guys earlier this week that I'm backing off from spending so much time on business so that I can focus more time on home and children and myself and really practice what I'm preaching with caring for myself and being a good steward of what I have, being grateful in what I have. And part of that is being a good steward with my time, and my time is not well spent doing busy work, claiming it as business and that it's going to make me money when I'm planning and planning and planning these things and then changing my plans before I ever follow through with them. So I am backing off and I am pouring my whole heart and soul into this podcast and into a community that's going to be coming soon. And I am just so glad to be connecting with you guys closer. In the meantime, please enjoy this episode with Alyssa, the introvert work-at-home mom life coach.
Hi, Brittany. So I'm an introvert, God follower, and perpetual bookworm, and mom of 5. I have 12 years experience balancing multiple kids while still getting a couple hours a day to recharge. which is why I specialize in de-stressing your mom life so you can reach supermom status with ease and stop locking yourself in the closet to get some alone time.
Oh, I love that. I too am an introvert, and sometimes I forget like people drain me and children are people. And to grant them that grace of like, okay, I'm not going to blame you. This is my personality type. I need some alone time. Oh, you have an awesome heart behind your message. I can't wait for you to share more with us today. So today we're going to talk a lot about slow living. So why slow down as opposed to giving into that hustle and grind of our modern day society's, direction?
Primarily, I think because of what you just said, it's our personalities. We're introverts. And when we start the day feeling like we have no time in between one activity after another, never mind what did we need to recover from the first outing or the first activity, it's just too much. And then we're going through the afternoon, the evening already drained. I mean, how can you do an evening routine to get yourself ready for the next day if you are below empty already from your morning? You have to start from where you are, which means giving ourselves more quiet and more of that, not so many people around time. And we're moms, right? So that means we need to do some serious foundational work for our days because we have small children around, all the time.
Yes, we have to be so intentional with that alone time. And you just saying that, like, I don't know, it's like gears are clicking in my own head over things that I've already known, but it's like piecing them together a little bit more with being drained from like one outing and then coming home and wondering like, why am I so stressed out about the bedtime routine tonight? Why do I have to like, pass that on to my husband and be like, I need to go be alone? It's because I've already been out all day and didn't take the time to recharge. We just came home and kept going.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So to the woman who's listening to this, who is right now just go, trying to keep up with everything, where would you suggest that she start to slow down and to make these changes to unbusy her life?
First, I wanted to say that is an absolutely amazing question because you don't go from hamster wheel of life to some sort of Zen perfection mom life from 10 minutes or even 10 days. Yeah. So what I would suggest her first step is to ID what's absolutely necessary to get done today. Is it feeding the baby, cooking dinner, and returning a library book so you don't get the overdue fine, or paying a bill? Think really granular, only that day. And then look at your to-do list and notice what's just a nice to have. Even if it would be really nice. You want the house clean for company. Company's coming tomorrow. It would be really nice to not have to do it tomorrow, but it did not have to get done today. Because if you're that deep in the weeds of busyness, you need to get ruthless with your prioritization and start rebuilding each day from the ground up. So that means cleaning mold off the tub. That's probably necessary. But if you're at the end of your rope energy-wise, you don't need to do that today. You can say that is priority for tomorrow. I can't handle any more today. I need to get some of that rest. Maybe you're not too bad, but could be better kitchen. Same thing. Maybe that's tomorrow. Maybe that's evening after you've had some downtime and you feel like you could swipe the dish rag over the counters for a couple minutes. Just the best question I have for that is, can you push this off to tomorrow or next week without any repercussions? If your answer is yes, that's your test. You don't need to do it right now. You don't need to do it today.
I really like that as like a mindset shift of starting to pay attention to like all the things that are bubbling up with anxiety, questioning like, do I really need to worry about it today? Or can I worry about it tomorrow? I feel like we kind of grew up with this whole like, don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today.
Oh, yes.
And, oh, we have to do everything today. So maybe tomorrow we can have a day off so we can earn our rest. And then we're just, diagnosed with anxiety disorders and unable to really rest and feel restored from our time off. Yeah, I really like that mindset shift. It made me realize that right there.
This way, as you said, you're working from the place of rest instead of working from the place of earning that rest. And I was raised the same way. You looked at what you could do that would be nice to get done for tomorrow. You did that ahead of time. But the problem was that rest day never came. There's always something else that came up, either today or tomorrow. And then, oh, wait, I have all these other things I need to do. Or you suddenly said, oh, I've got this free space in my schedule. I should get to this other big project that I've been putting off. Our calendars just fill back up again. And sometimes those are really low priority items. If we actually applied that, can I put this off test to it? But that's the problem of saying I have to earn the rest, because somehow as moms, it never seems to happen if we take that mentality.
Oh, yes. Yeah, if we're not intentional about getting quiet time or resting with our time off, it doesn't happen. So what more can you share with us on some tips for making this mindset happen or incorporating rest into our days?
What I like to do is schedule downtime for myself when the kids are having a nap. And if you've got kids that are too old for nap, then I just bill it as quiet time that you do not have to share with your siblings. You can go to your room or outside and you can pick an activity, and you don't have to share or be nice to anybody. You can just chill. So then I say, okay, what am I going to do for myself as opposed to for my to-do list? Because you might be like, oh, great, I can vacuum the house without the baby holding on my leg. Well, yes, you could, but it would be a lot more restful if you sat down and you did something fun. You were knitting, you were reading, you were taking pictures, whatever your particular hobby is. And then if you scrunched your to-do list into only those priority items that you can get done outside of nap time, because your to-do list should not have to take, 16 hours a day.
Absolutely. One thought that came up with that is questioning, like when you get those moments, or when you create those moments, really questioning what needs my attention right now. Is it my home that needs my care, or is it me that needs my care? How am I going to show up better 2 hours from now? Am I going to show up better 2 hours from now if I vacuumed the living room, or am I going to show up better if I took some time to do something I enjoy?
Yeah, and it's no problem if your answer is vacuum the living room because it's stressing me out. I have company for supper and I don't want to leave it to 30 minutes before they show up. That's okay. But I think a lot of the times the answer is no, I would actually show up better if I took the time for myself, even if I have not fully crossed off my to-do list.
Okay, so what about as we've built these new habits of questioning and creating these moments, how do we keep from backsliding back into our old habits of constantly filling up that schedule?
Once you have this new routine of quiet time or something similar that works for you, I would even treat it like a calendar appointment. This is blocked off every single day. It needs to be something almost emergency level for me to put a to-do or an appointment or an outing there. And if you do have to put an outing there for some reason, the doctor's office was full, that was the only time they could work you in. Think of how you can make supper easy or get a little time to yourself extra that evening. Just know that you'll need some recovery time from it. So if you have that set that every single day you have this block of time to look forward to, I find it's a lot easier to get through the day. You don't have to play so much, recovery and redoing your mindset work when you have that foundational bedrock routine. I will get a break now. It is non-negotiable. I may not do any chores, that kind of a thing.
That is really good tips. Making it an appointment that you do not break, prioritizing the time that you have set aside for yourself and for teaching your kids to be quiet for an hour or two, or whatever time frame you're selecting. That is good, solid advice. Do you have any more to add to this conversation that you really feel like needs to be said here?
Sometimes making it till 1 o'clock is too long whenever your kids nap times. So if you find mid-morning you're running on empty, that's okay. It's okay to say, I'm not done for the day yet, but I just need 20 minutes to sit down and have a second cup of coffee, 20 minutes to go outside on the front porch and tell the kids no, they may not come out. Something like that. It's your mid-morning, whatever you want to call it, break to get you to for the next, 2 or 3 hours till you can have the full break. Because depending on how early you got up that morning, especially if you had a nursing little one, 10 a.m. could be 5 hours into your day, and that's over half of a work day. So don't feel like, yes, I have this one period of time, but I am not allowed to take any time for myself until then. You're not a machine. You can take a little reset and hit the refresh button.
Okay, yeah, that just turns some gears in my own brain here. Remembering back in the days when I worked full time and every 2 hours it was required that we took a break.
There you go.
And here we are, like stay-at-home moms, your work day, it's a lot longer than an 8-hour shift.
Well, like a 12-hour one.
More than 2 15-minute breaks and a lunch.
Yes.
Oh, I feel a little bit called out on that one. Yeah, okay. I have definitely let myself feel guilt for needing a break so often. But look at any other job out there. You're going to take breaks every couple of hours. It's not one break per day that you can get in if you're lucky. Okay, so these have been some really great tips and topics that we've discussed today. You've given me a lot to think about and reflect on. I thought I was slowing down and unbusying, and it's definitely coming up that there's still some feelings of guilt and hurriedness that come up that need to be worked through. So I challenge anyone listening to work through whatever kind of limiting beliefs have come up about rest for you today. Okay, I think this episode is going to be really helpful for a lot of the busy mommies listening. Where would you like to send people if they're looking to connect with you more?
Sure. So I'm at yourunbusylife.com, and I'll have a new podcast episode every Tuesday for you there.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on today and for sharing all of this. And I will put those links down in the show notes for the ladies listening, make those easy to find. Thanks so much for being here today.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure.
And thank you so much for listening to this episode today. Your involvement and your encouragement is so loved and appreciated. If you wouldn't mind doing one or all of the following tiny little favors for me, I would so greatly appreciate it. Okay, 1, if you could make sure that you hit the follow button so you don't miss another episode, that's going to benefit you just as much as it does me, maybe more. Number 2, if you could leave me a review down below, especially if you're listening to Apple Podcasts, that would be so appreciated. Literally, I cry over the reviews that I read. I love them so much. It makes me feel so deeply connected to you, and it helps others find my show by recommending it to new listeners every day. And number 3, be bold, be brave, don't be stingy. When you know something, it's your responsibility to share it with a friend. So make it easy, share this episode with a friend, and if you choose to share it on Instagram, can you please tag me, because I would so love to get connected and to see it, at Britt Clarkson. All right, thanks friend, love you so much. Till next time.